Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another hobby live stream. Glad you could all join us. Well, it's a Thursday night. It's a day after work, and I'm bloody pooped. But we're gonna give it our best shot because that's what we gotta do. We gotta get work done. So then, let me start. I'm going to be painting tonight, probably a mixture of airbrush and brushwork. So if I bring my somewhat dark... In fact, let me move my light before I do that. Then will everybody be able to see?
Fucking hell. Nearly seamless.
Nearly seamless. So let me give you a quick shakedown of what my plans are for the evening. And then David can tell us what he's planning. So, let's go mini shot. Okay.
That looks good, actually, dude.
So, here's my slightly out of focus third assassin. This one, I can't remember his name, but I will look it up in just a second when I get the card out. This is the guy who's got all of the sort of carnival masks attached to his back, and he's wearing I don't know if you can see it in this light, but his face is wearing a half silvered mask. I've got this model. Come on, focus, you can do it. I've got this model all base coats. I'm at the null noil stage, so I'm gonna slap some shade all over it, and while that's drying, I'm going to either get this, which is the fourth and final assassin model, to the same stage, or I may crack the airbrush out and get a zenithal prime on these guys. Now, David will have to help here. These guys
Which guys are these? Because I can only see minicam on chat, not minicam on
Discord.
Feed monitor.
Well, I'll tell you. These guys I am doing for the painting competition at my old club this month.
Oh, yes.
The theme this month, I believe, David, was objectively objective.
Yes, objectively objective. So take that how you will.
So it's quite a broad brush, but I'm cheating, and instead of doing an objective or a piece of terrain, I'm doing some miniatures. And you're asking yourself, well, how does that work? Well, for those who've played the game Infinity, one of the things that your army brings for most of the scenarios is called a thing called a HVT, which
high
is
value target.
Correct, a slang for high value target. This is normally some sort of civilian style miniature that is placed upon the board. It isn't an interactable game piece as such, but you use it for scoring objectives. So what David did was he printed me these two futuristic Japanese style cops from
cyberpunk guys from the Unit 9 Patreon. They were a Christmas present.
Thank you for that, David. I've got no idea where I got them. So Unit 9, everybody. If I can find it, I'll stick a link in the video description so that everybody can go and look at their stuff. So although you can't see at the moment, because these are the raw resin, ready to be primed and zenithaled. So what we're doing is these Japanese-style cyberpunk police officers, and these are going to be HVTs for my Japanese sectorial army in Infinity. So I get to paint models and call it objective markers. Who's a cheat? I'm a cheat, and I don't care.
Gets better than that, because I'm cheating by painting an actual objective marker.
So let me transition back to the main scene. So that's my current plan for the next few hours.
I was going to
David,
say, do you want to go through...
Stick your mini cam on, mate.
I was about to say, just let me clean my brush out.
Well,
my airbrush, because I've already started.
As we're all sort of techno wizards here, I can do it off screen on studio mode. So
yeah, and then you can get us ready to go.
So your mobile is live.
My mobile is live, so I'm ready when you are.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to transition to you, and you can talk us through it. Very, very sexy black glove you've got there, mate. Very sinister looking.
It's
very Bond villain.
My airbrushing gloves. I've got 2 of them. I've got a matching set, but unfortunately, Minicam's being held in hand today. So this is a 3D printed objective marker for Star Scrappers. You'll notice that this one doesn't have any Zenithal because I gave the one with Zenithal away to Ricky.
Okay.
So
that you showed us the raw version of that. Oh no, you Zenithalled it last week, so that's why the Zenithals disappeared.
Yeah, but I nipped over to Ricky's today to drop him off a new objective for the painting comp. So he's got some Beastmen objective markers from One Page Rules. This I'd sat on the printer to print out for Ricky, and because it sat on my printer for a week, I thought, fuck it, I'll give Ricky the Zenithal one on Monday at Club. I'll take this one off and I'll do this one for me.
Okay.
While I was over at Ricky's, he's had a fucking genius idea about these Hexis crystals. Spoiler alert, I will take you guys through that later.
Oh, okay. Cool. Even I don't know what's going on there, people. Wow.
And then we have, now I don't have Potato Cam, I'm going to show off to the world 3D printed Star Scrappers minis.
So that's the one you did last week. The guy with the shield. And then you've got the other guy with the twin guns. Yeah, cool.
So they're pretty cool. The other thing I'm going to try and possibly do tonight is get some paint on these boys and girls.
Okay, chat.
Your Tharis Guardians,
we need to keep him talking so he doesn't get through all of this, because every week he gets way more work done than me.
So that's the plan.
That's your new Hex Maze stuff, is it not, sir?
Yes, but Harrowdeep and your Tharis Guardians. I do have.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was the Harrowdeep sort of.
Now I don't have. Now, hang on a second. I'm just putting the camera down a second.
It's all gone dark, everybody. It's all gone dark.
It's gone dark for a reason.
Oh God.
Because now I have a mini cam.
Oh God.
I can show you minis without potato quality.
Cool. That's Harrowdeep. No, that's Nether Maze.
The Nether Maze. Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to do all of those in one session. Come on, I'm
not. But I've had ideas.
Now. You're taking.
I've had ideas, so we're gonna throw a Zenithal down on these boys in a minute.
Okay.
But before I do my Zenithal, I'm going to be ballsy and do spoilers for people. So if you want to transition back to the main scene, sir, and then I
will do that for you. Yeah, here we go. Back in our glorious Technicolor, and you can put your phone down now, and everybody won't go, "Oh, why is it all black?"
Yeah, Ricky is a fucking genius.
Okay, go on then. What's Ricky done? I can get rid of my mini cam now because it's sort of in my way.
Vallejo color shifters.
Okay.
On the crystals.
Yep, that's pretty genius, actually. Are you going to brush apply that across all of the mini bases?
Am I fuck?
Okay.
I'm going to you're going to hate me because it's painting on hard mode.
Oh God, everybody, brace yourself. Here we go.
Black it, spray it on, and then use liquid mask, a Vallejo liquid mask.
Wow, but aren't they tiny?
Yeah, but it looks shit when you brush paint it.
Yeah, but oh man, well, you heard it here, folks. Everybody knows David likes doing everything on bloody hard mode. Well, mate,
it's either that or I Zenithal the shit out of this, and then I do a shitty OSL job with an airbrush.
Yeah, I can understand why you want to try it. I mean, to be fair, I agree with you. I think the
colour shift and crystal idea
the colour shift thing is a work of genius. It's a twisted work of genius. So yeah, I'm very much with you on that. But wow,
well, the other radical idea, just do colour shift on this objective marker, and then the Hexis crystals on the bases could be different colours. Just a thought.
Yeah, but you want to unify them across the whole army, don't you? I mean, across the whole game. I mean, Well, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, it's a make-believe, everybody, isn't it? We can just all make this crap up as we go along. It's like nobody's got a gun to our head saying, you must do it this way. But...
where's Tim when you need him?
Yeah, Tim, can you do that with a better accent, mate, when you get in the chat?
If you're not already here lurking.
He might be lurking. He tends to be an early doors man. So that's it. That's hobby that we're gonna be. When you guys join chat, or if you guys join chat, first thing that we want to hear is what you're gonna be up to while you're with us, because that's what we're all here to do: motivate each other, inspire each other, and sort of like.
Fuck, he's getting ahead of me. He's shaking paints. Fuck. Quick.
Yeah, I am. It's shaking me up. Well, it's only null Noil. Don't get excited. And yeah, tell us what you're going to be up to. Anything that you want to cover? I mean, you haven't sent me any links or anything, but obviously we now have the technology, everybody, and David can queue up his own internet and share it through his Discord screen. But do you have anything that you want to take us through, or is there anything you wanted to mention or highlight for the fans?
Do later.
Okay.
As usual, it's me. It's 3D printing. It's all the gorgeous things.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's basically the amount of money that I dropped for a whole new Seraphon army.
Oh yeah, you said about that during the week.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. They're gorgeous. Yeah, okay. I'll take everyone through it later. I'm just going to the internet to see about crystals, so I'll be right back.
Okay. The only thing I want to share with everybody is it's really much the same idea as David. Horrible things that are going to be sucking money out of my wallet with only 1 week to go to Games Expo, which is rude. One of which is on Kickstarter, and the other of which is out of the hallowed halls of GW.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, to be fair, you should be able to work out what I'm buying.
Underworlds.
No.
Squats.
No. Although they are both very good ideas. What's the thing I've committed myself to? I've started, so I'll finish. Magnus Magnusson style.
I don't know.
Well, you'll find out later then, won't you? Right.
Question.
Yes.
Because I don't really have any good blue colours for my colour shifty. And I want to go Martian bases on these. I have violet copper, gold pale blue, but I need that paint for my Scourge.
Okay.
Violet pearl, old silver pale violet, silver pink, or gold yellow burnt orange. Bear in mind I'm going Martian. Don't really have anything in my colour shift set that works. I know what I have!
Silver pink might work.
No, I have the world's most gorgeous blue somewhere from, what's it called?
The Green Stuff World ones?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that. It's all colour shift, isn't it?
Yeah, I just need to find the pot that has said paints in, because it's me and they won't be to hand easily.
I think you should consider the silver pink, because I remember when we looked at it, it's one that's pretty niche in its applications, I think. But this might be the job to use it for. Do you know what I mean?
What, base in detail?
Yeah, because, I mean, we did say at the time, oh, that's a bit of an odd colour combo. What the hell would you use it on?
Well, shall we, boys and girls at home, find my gloss black. That's just normal black. There it is. There's my glossy black.
I was going to say, that's the job for this week, then, is it? Find the gloss black.
No, I found it. It's in my paint box.
Good God.
I know. Shock horror.
This is ridiculous, mate. What are you doing?
I've even got fucking brushes, boys and girls.
Anyway, everybody keep him talking. Keep him talking.
Dude, I'm already filling up my airbrush. What are you doing?
I'm slapping null oil on this assassin like it's going.
I hope you're not slapping null oil on that assassin.
Yes,
because slapping is not an appropriate way to paint.
Oh, it is when it's a board game, Mini.
No, I mean actual slapping, you retard. Treat your minis with respect.
The way I get stuff everywhere, I may as well be.
Hence why you're the one wearing a bib and I'm not.
A bib. How dare you call my sophisticated artist's apron a bib? Cheeky basket. So, yeah.
So, how hyped are we for a week today being less than 12 hours away from Games Expo?
I don't know how hyped. I'm crapping myself, particularly with this bloody Scottish rail strike. If the signalmen come out as well, I don't know how it's going to mess up my travel plans.
Oh, shit. You telling me the Scottish are protesting?
Yeah, the train drivers are coming out because 55 grand a year plus bonuses isn't enough to drive a train, apparently.
Why are you in pharmacy again?
I just don't, mate. Just fucking so, yeah.
I'm quitting my job tomorrow and I'm going to come be a train driver.
Yeah, well, there's not much work at the minute because they're all out on fucking strike. So that's the only thing that's making me nervous. I got the reservation confirmation for the hotel, so at least that's all dealt with.
Did you add me to that, sir?
I haven't done yet, but I can do.
Yeah, and I'll sort out some stuff for you after.
I did notice actually when I didn't notice when I booked it, but I booked room only. But that means
Not
we
room
can,
and breakfast.
yeah, but that means we
That's
can
fine.
either hit the subways or something. We can go out for breakfast, or you can add breakfast £10 a head per day, I think. So we've got options.
Yeah, it depends on what mood we're in as well. If you want
exactly. To be fair, it might be they have the option to pop out for breakfast because there's quite a few eateries on that
walkway.
On the just on the whole NEC site.
Yeah, it is NEC.
Yeah.
You old man.
So there's quite a few eateries and that on the site, and I'm sure the breakfast options are pretty good.
I'm 99% sure that this tells me not to spray it at more than 15 psi. Let's check.
Yeah, the Green Stuff World does. Yeah. I guess that's probably because spidering is egregious with it. Okay, everybody. So
that's 15 psi.
I tell you what, we're going to do. We're going to go with plan airbrush. If anybody's interested in knowing what colours I did use for my models, I will be posting the painting of all of the assassins as a project entry up on OnTabletop.
Right.
And I will put a link to the Assassin's Creed project in the show notes for people if they want to go and have a look.
Like to just turn my minicam on a second, sir?
Turn your minicam on again. Right.
Yeah.
Right, you're on. Okay.
Magic dust. There we go. These are my options. And you reckon the pearl violet or the silver pink?
I reckon the silver pink because I think when we discussed it, it's a tricky one to think of how you would actually use it. Pearl violet. Where's the silver pink?
Silver pink is that one. And pearl violet is that one.
To be fair, the pearl violet looks more vivid.
That's what I'm just thinking.
Yeah, and you want quite a vivid colour. I mean, it may look different in the flesh, but I think
we'll find out.
Pearl violet probably, mate.
That's violet or copper. That's
right. You're gone.
Right, you can knock. Yeah, I was going to say you can knock me off now.
On. Right, let me just let me put down. I'm just going to put down.
Give this a good shake.
Just going to use this sheet to cover up my mobile phone so that if I get any back spray, what I don't do is spray my lens black on my phone.
Did I?
Because that would be bad news.
Did I say this works with?
That'll do. That'll do. Good enough.
4 parts colour to 1 part water.
The models. The phone's protected. That's all that we care about.
You're tarping up.
Yeah, just as I say, I just got
my glass is not dry yet. That's fucking annoying.
Visions of spraying my phone black. So
right. So if that's the game plan
primer. There. We have the grey primer somewhere. Oh, Oh, the grey
My
primer.
next game plan.
Uh,
Find Vallejo Dead Flesh.
and we've got airbrush
I am, just however,
thinners and
going to
airbrush
move this
flow
camera down
improver
a little.
and
That's
cleaner.
better.
We have all of the airbrushing tools.
You have all of your airbrush things.
Right, let's put the chat back on screen now, as I've got a little overlay just in case somebody pops up for us. It's all quiet on the chat front at the minute. Yeah, so there will obviously not be a proper stream next week. Hello, Ricky.
There's a wild Ricky has appeared, has he?
He has, straight out the bottle. What, all this Vallejo primer? You're probably right. Although I do like to thin it a little bit.
I tend to put dash of flow improver in it.
Yeah. I'm definitely
Little shot of
that.
flow improver.
Yep, I think that's a thing. Ooh, grab the old airbrush airline. Oh, hello. Rolled
Now that is a question. The Vallejo
Right.
game colour Dead Flesh. It's a bit green.
Right. For
And I'm
what?
trying to paint XR Dead minis.
Yeah, but they are zombies, aren't they? So don't you want that?
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm triggered.
Here we go. This is the bit where, yeah, he's already doing the colour shift. Ricky, rather. We've been through that. He's already spoiled the colour shift idea.
I haven't spoilt it. It's just not got it on yet.
So
Fuck
he's
it,
told
that's
us,
right enough for me.
and just for the record, genius, by the way.
I think
Work
the only
of
way
genius.
it could have got.
We want a crappy brush to mix our thinner and paint
Let's go.
in the well. What are you up to, Ricky?
He's probably painting the objective markers I dropped off.
Let us know. Oh, I should have shaken this, shouldn't I?
Oh. Ricky is a fucking genius.
Although I do confess, Ricky, I think his plan to paint all of the models, even like odd crystals on the odd base here and there, is possible madness. Because he's just going to get the stuff everywhere. He's saying no thinner with the colour shifts, mate. Are you painting them raw? Ooh,
yeah, I'm painting raw. Why is my fucking compressor knocking like a bitch? That would be because my drop zone minis have fallen up against it. Oh, Ricky gave me a hard on earlier by showing me all the colour shift minis that he's done, and not colour shift. Scourge minis that he's done, not Scourge. Shaltari. I'll get there eventually, chat.
Oh my god, you're such a clown.
Look, I'm...
Right. Here we go.
It's not my fault that I'm special.
Yeah, so... Yeah, Ricky's priming the same as us. So what are you priming then, Ricky? More shelter?
No, he's priming objectives.
I thought you'd give him one that's ready Zenithal. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then I dropped off 2 more that I 3D printed last night for him.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good point, actually. So for that Star Scrappers, do you need a set number of those objectives? Are they all the same, or do you have
No, you only
versions?
you only need one of these, and then there's some terrain and stuff.
Yeah.
But the ones I dropped off for him last night were the ones for his new army that we were discussing last night.
Oh, okay.
For his beastmen.
Okay, so what are they like? Again, 3D prints that you found?
Yeah,
like
flags and rocks and all pretty shit like that.
Is it all off
one-page rules?
One-page rules.
Yes, it is.
Is that where he's getting the models from,
yes.
or is he repurposing GW or something?
No, he's going to get models from one-page rules.
Oh, nice.
I want to spray this at a higher PSI than 15.
Shut up.
God damn it! However,
stop being
Paul,
so gung ho. You're not flipping powder coating a seed drill now, lover boy.
Dude.
What? What?
Go to my minicam.
I can't. I've got my airbrush running and my hands are covered in paint.
Oh, you orangutan!
Look.
I'll have to make do. I will have to.
Every week
have to make
you leave me in the bleeding dust with the hobby and leave me playing studio director, faffing about with all the cam shots. Well,
you volunteer to host. Stop bitching.
Just cool your heels. I volunteered to host initially.
Well, initially it's turned into a longer-term agreement.
Yeah, okay. You hear it here first. The truth will out. Well, that was quick, and I've got far too much paint in that, so that's going back in the pot.
This has gone
This is something I need to learn, people.
How much paint to actually use?
Yes. I sort of like... I don't know if I thought I was priming an entire bolt action platoon, but I'm not. So, this needs to go back in here.
Right, I'm just going to mute myself a minute, because I'm about to run a hairdryer.
Okay. News! We can still hear the hairdryer.
Why?
I don't know. I can hear it. So I'm assuming the people at home can hear it.
How can you hear it? What are you hearing it through?
I don't know.
That's moderately annoying.
It's moderately annoying for you. You want to try being on the other end of it, son?
Where's voice meeting banana?
Oh god.
Hello.
Ricky's saying he does 20 PSI with colour shift, mate, and he's not had any issues. So you could probably afford to jack it up a little bit. Yes, what are you whistling at?
That is not... So that is not coming through my actual audio microphone, so there must be some other audio source that Discord is detecting.
It'll be a webcam, unless you've disabled it in Windows. Techno noob!
Hang on. No, my voice meter input default input device. Shut up.
Listen to him.
Try that. Is that any better?
You sound very husky now, actually. So it's definitely changed your audio quality.
Right, so it's...
I must confess, that sounds more like professional mic quality. You've got a lot more, dare I say, bottom end, without getting completely barraged with double entendres and stuff.
Discord defaults to just default, not the fucking audio device and VB audio that I fucking set it to.
Okay.
So, I'm going to mute myself and see if you can hear the hairdryer.
If you can hear me, we can't hear the hairdryer now if you're running it. I can see you waving it about. So, whatever you've done has definitely fixed the problem. So... You've learned something about Discord settings.
There's a wild surprise. Yeah, I was just running the hairdryer, so we're all good on that front.
Right, we just want a little touch of this.
Right, in that case, I want to put another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drops in there, and I want to crank the PSI up to about 20.
Still gonna have to rinse this again. Right, okay, let's do this.
That's at 20. Right.
Come on, come through. La da da dee da, airbrush away.
Why did you just spit like a bitch, Airbrush?
Don't expect it to answer. It is an inanimate object. Oh, thank God for an apron. Just sprayed water and paint and Christ knows what everywhere.
Why does that not surprise me?
You know me, mate. It's like watching Norman Wisdom in action.
I'd more say a child at a fucking nursery, but...
Rude. We're definitely
fucking true, though!
Have you finished your firefight, Ricky, or did you get distracted by the pretty Shaltari?
It's almost there. He's just got some detail work to do, I believe. From what he was showing me tonight.
I need pictures of the finished project. Right. Yeah, now we're talking. Right. Just make sure that's blown through all the black, so we don't get a dark grey zenithal on black, which will be about as much use as a chocolate teapot. And then let's go. Now then, are we gonna do just...
Now this has gone really weird.
In what way, son?
I'll show you in a minute.
In what way? Weird, you say? How, we say? You say you're going to show me. Can you just wait until I've done this zenithal? And then I can put this model down and actually look.
Yeah, you can do. I was just drying it off with a hairdryer.
Ah, that's why you went quiet. That explains it. Why is this...
So the colours in the top have gone different to the colours on the base, and yet everything was glossed the same.
Dramatically different?
Noticeably different. But it might just be because of the light and the angles, because this is colour shift, and it's a bit of a twat, isn't it?
It can be a very unusual beast.
Experience.
Yeah. To be fair, I've only used it once.
Let's wash my airbrush out, shall we? Because I think I'm done on the colour shift front for now. So, anyway, what we haven't done this evening in our mad rage to fucking try and beat the shit out of one another and what we're actually achieving hobby-wise is explain to the boys and girls at home how club went on Monday and Tuesday night, respectively.
Yep. So, do you want to go first? Because I've got the same old to tell everyone.
Yeah, what, Arkham?
Yeah, you got it.
I played League of Infamy. So, those that are regulars in chat may know about Dungeon Saga and stuff that we've discussed before.
And if you were here last week, I did put a link to League of Infamy on Mantic's website for anybody who wanted to look into the game.
Basically, when it came to Kickstarter, I was like, that looks like a good game. You're playing as the bad guys, and it looks like it's going to be fucking hilarious, because knowing the lads at club, they'll end up backstabbing one another, because that's an option. Played the game. Yes, it went exactly how I fucking predicted. Everything was nice, and then, oh, fuck, somebody backstabbed somebody, and then the entire thing turned into absolute fucking carnage. Luke was killing kittens. Ricky was getting knocked down like it was going out of fashion. Fucking Mikey walks out of a room and fucking shotguns a good guy, i.e. one of the guys I'm controlling, and both of his colleagues that are meant to be doing this heist with him, fucking knocking all three unconscious immediately.
Okay.
And yeah, it was fucking brilliant.
Was that just because he used an ill-advised area attack weapon, or was that intentional?
No, it was perfectly intentional,
blam.
because he gets to choose if he uses the AoE on his weapon or not, because basically it targets the mini and everything next up that's directly adjacent to it.
Yeah. Okay.
So he decided to help his compatriots out by shooting the guy, rolled massively spiked dice and did 5 damage, and knocked the other 2 colleagues out next door to the guy as well.
Well, that was the kind of help they didn't really need, then, to be fair.
So yeah, it was fucking awesome.
Oh.
Definitely recommend it to people. Definitely.
So did you play like an introductory mission, or isn't it really structured like that? You just get stuck in
the core game. There's 6 scenarios. It is the intro mission, but you can play it when everyone's leveled up a bit.
Okay. So it's not overly training wheels simplistic. It's still a proper
in at the deep end. Yeah.
Okay. And you were playing the sort of dungeon master.
Yeah.
And the other guys were playing the robbers.
Yeah, the bad guys.
Not for want of not heroes as such, are they? Quite the antithesis.
Anti-heroes.
Yeah.
Quite infamous, actually.
Boom boom. He's here all night.
Here next week as well, and the week after, and the week after, and the week after. So
yes. So for anybody who's wondering what's happening next week with the UK Games Expo, honest answer is haven't got a clue.
We'll decide when we get there.
Yep. I would like to produce some content for the channel, but as we are relatively new to this game and we're not probably the best we're not best equipped, I don't know what exactly, if anything, I will be able to do, but we will definitely keep you guys in mind.
Might even throw a post up in the week when we get a bit closer and we decide what the fuck we're doing.
One thing I have decided I'm going to do is probably buy a couple. I'm going to have a quick look on Google later and see what's the largest SD card my phone will take, and maybe buy a couple from Amazon.
Yeah.
So that I can fill them up with video clips. So
yeah. Oh, that would be good, because if we get like a playtest like we did last year of Scythopian.
Yeah. So what I'm hoping I can do is, if nothing else, I'll be able to get a ton of video footage, and then I might be able to sit down and go through and throw together a video for everyone, like what we saw and did at UKGE. I doubt I'll get enough footage for like multiple videos or whatever, and I need to be careful not to stretch my movie producer skills too much at this stage, but I will endeavour to experiment and get something.
You know what might be good, considering it's...
Tell you what I do need
one of the times we're doing in-person gaming for a while.
Yeah.
Might be worth bringing the tripod and recording us kicking the shit out of one another playing Underworlds.
Yeah, I've considered it. As I say, it'll be just sort of like shaky cam footage, but I've certainly considered that is something we can do. I'm just going to run a touch of airbrush cleaner through rather than just water. Because
that's a point. I should have probably done the same because I've just been spraying colour shift and that shit goes horrible.
Because I'm going to touch wood with the old hobby desk here. I haven't had to do a full strip and clean of this airbrush in a long while.
You've cursed it now, sir.
Yeah, I guarantee the next time I go to use it, it'll be blocked.
Fuck, I've just stabbed myself with my fucking needle.
So, I'm going to call them done, Zenithold. They're a bit heavy, to be fair. But
listen, like you to be heavy-handed.
But
why would you be heavy-handed?
I am probably going to speed paint them. So
the shit out of them.
I want the whites to be quite white. Do you know what I mean?
I kind of do, but I'm also kind of looking at my Athari's Guardians and thinking, how the fuck am I going to paint these?
I need to have a massive photography session at some point. I've got loads of minis that I need to get high quality photos for, so that I can put them up. And for anybody who's sick of watching the same pictures during our intro spool, I am endeavouring to actually add more to that sort of like slideshow, I suppose is the best way to put it. But I'm having issues where OBS doesn't appear to be liking it, so I will keep trying and mixing it up for people, because it must get a bit tedious watching the same pictures scroll by all the time. Let's plug the phone in before it goes flat.
Okay, that shit's all contrast, so we're going to go down that route in a minute.
Right.
Are we ready for the intriguing objective?
Well, I'm going to say what I did at club, even though it is predictable, and anybody who's been watching the stream for a while knows exactly what I did. But we tackled the second part of the core set for the Dunwich Legacy campaign for Arkham Horror Living card game. It was the same 3 players as last week. Natalie was playing Winifred Habermock. Daniel was playing Tommy Muldoon, and I was playing Harvey Walters, I want to say, the old professorial guy. And it was good. There weren't as many oh my god moments as the first game. And to be honest, there was an element of it was quite a frustrating mission to play, because there was very few serious bad guys for Daniel to kill as Tommy Muldoon, and the what they call the encounter deck, which throws all of the bad effects against you during the game, was absolutely brutal to us. Every time we tried to get something done, we'd pull cards that meant we got trapped on locations unless we passed extra tests, and oh god, it was just so frustrating. But we managed to complete what happened at the end. We were exploring the Miskatonic University campus, and essentially the way the story evolves is you go there looking for a professor, Warren Rice, I want to say his name is. You get a tip off that he was last seen in the Humanities building, so we went there, nothing, searched for a few clues. Then the other 2 went exploring the rest of the campus, while I just hoovered up clue tokens to try and progress us to a point where we could find this guy. Then suddenly, just completely out of the blue, this massive monstrosity bursts out of the science building and starts rampaging across the campus, trying to kill everything in its path. And that put us on a really short clock of about, I think we had 6 game turns before essentially this beast broke into the dormitories and ate all of the students and ended our game. So it was really tooth and nail. And don't ask me how, but basically Winifred and Tommy managed to team up, and they basically had a couple of perfect turns. They sort of barricaded themselves into locations, and when the monster walked in on them, they just hammered the crap out of it with rifles and handguns and Christ knows what. And they actually managed to kill it. I think we had 2 turns spare before it's basically rampaged its way to the end of the game. But it was really good. And the other thing that put us on a bit of a clock was, while I was drawing cards from the encounter deck, I drew this stupid card. Now, to set the scene, basically, the investigators in Arkham have between 9 and 4 or 5 health, and between 9 and 4 or 5 sanity. And each investigator is different. So, like, my old man has very little health, but more sanity. He's quite strong-minded, but very weak of frame, as you'd expect for an old man. And I drew this card that basically said, if I go through my deck and draw the last card, I just take 10 damage straight away. End of game.
Instant gib.
Instant gib. And for those who play Arkham are already face palming, because they know that Harvey Walter's entire deck strategy is built around drawing cards and cycling his deck. So from the moment I drew that card, effectively I couldn't play any of my special abilities. I didn't use any of my attachments. I just had to take my 1 compulsory card per turn. And I was like, please don't die. Please don't die. So it could have gone either way, but we did win, and it was bloody good fun, as Arkham always is. Such a nail biter of a game. So yeah, that's what I did at Club on Tuesday. So right, mate, it's 10 to 9. So before we start cruising the internet and having a look at some other stuff, I am going to try and get some contrast paint on these cops. So come on then, mate. Colours.
Hang on. I'm busy painting my own shit a minute.
Well, that's all right. There's no rush, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my Army Painter speed paints and put minicam on them. And then we can have a think about what we're going to use to paint these models. Let's look at Paul's minicam. Minishot. Oh, that's nice dark.
Just while you set up your minicam.
Yes.
Do you want to just put mine on a second?
Hang on a minute. I can't do both at once because you only gave me enough time to do one overlay. So
yeah, but once
just
switch yours off. You can put all your shit in front of yours.
Let me turn mine off. Yeah, okay, mine is off. You're not live to the public. Do you want to go live to the public?
Please.
Everybody who wants to see David's camera, type now in the comments. If we don't see anything, he can piss off.
Come on, it's colour shift. But you see what I mean?
Right,
about
okay,
going weird?
you're live now, mate. Ah, I see. Okay, that just like, I mean, the transition isn't really working for me. It just looks like shiny metallic purple.
Yes, that's kind of what it is.
That's not very impressive. What's it supposed to be? Purple,
pink,
white,
and purple, pink.
Which one did you go with? The pink silver?
Yeah, pearl violet.
Oh, pearl violet. I'm not seeing much violet, but those can be deceptive under camera.
There you go. There's the violet.
Oh, okay. So what have you done? Changed your lighting?
Changed the lighting angle.
Okay. So, because again, they're damned hard. I don't know if anybody's used these things, but they're damned hard to photograph and show correctly. They behave really bizarrely Because the problem is, if as soon as you direct light them, they stop doing their thing, don't they?
Yeah,
they work better in sort of like...
This is purple here, but then it's white up here.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Can you move the camera round and leave the object stationary? Because that's how you showed it off best last time.
Maybe.
Still not coming through on camera. Although a little bit. You can... Yeah, actually the top is actually showing the transition. But it's more the pink fading in and out. It doesn't really look purple.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it doesn't
I'm
look
unsure.
Great. Yeah.
And then I have started these boys. So I shall let you carry on doing what you were doing. If you would like to shift away.
Shift away. Well, I'll just click the transition button because we're in studio mode, so I can set up the same scene with multiple configurations. Look at this, mate. I know what I'm doing. Right. Okay, mate. Come on. This is our colours to pick from. So, essentially, we've got jacket and trousers, boots.
Purple. That purple. That purple. Definitely
this dark
that purple.
One.
Yeah.
What do you want for a jacket?
Yeah, I think so.
Just warning, that does come out very dark. But I can dilute it with medium. I'll probably do a 50-50 dilution. For both or one?
One. Let's be different. Let's be edgy.
Well, what will go well with the purple for the trousers? Should we go for this really pale beige, pallid bone? Because it's a bit yellow, purple and yellowy.
Yeah, can do.
And then for the other guy, he's actually got more complex. So the other guy who's drawing his pistol from his underarm holster,
inside his jacket.
Well, he's got like a waistcoat under his main jacket, as well as his main jacket. So there's like 3 colour points on him.
Oh, he's a greedy motherfucker then.
So, we could do... What could we do? Could we do like green for the jacket? And maybe...
What kind of green? Are we going bright or are we going dark?
Dark?
I think dark, because if you're doing them as like Special Operations Police Force...
So dark green jacket, sort of a yellowish gold for the waistcoat. And then keep the trousers, again, a muted colour.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Hardened leather, which is this orangey brown. Does that look like a plan?
Yeah.
So this is the triad for one guy.
Hang on. Yeah.
And then we're going to do the other guy with basically 2 colour points.
Yeah.
And I think what I'll do with the skin, I'll use that Cool Mini or Not Ethnic Skin Tones article to do these with like a proper Japanese skin tone.
Yeah.
And we'll do a mix of contrast painting and standard acrylic painting on them. Let's go back to the main scene.
I'm unsure about this colour shift, and I'm slightly annoyed by it, because Ricky did it and it turned out really well. I've done it and it turned out shit.
Oh, Ricky's got some colour picks. So, Ricky liked the light blue. Now, let's go back then. Hang on. Ricky liked the light blue. Going back. So, do you mean this blue, Ricky, at the back? We'll wait for Ricky to reply. And then there's 2 choices of red. There's like a really intense red, which is the back one here, or the paler one.
Pinky red, isn't there?
I mean, red-blue would work.
Red-blue would work.
What are you thinking, Ricky? Speak to me.
I'm really liking how this contrast's coming out.
So this blue and what, the darker red? Move the blue in shot, then everybody can see which blue I'm talking about. And the darker red. And what are you thinking for these? Jacket and waistcoat? Yeah, the dark red. And that's jacket and waistcoat on this second model. If I bring the model up that we're talking about. So, I don't know if you can see, but he's got his jacket open and he's drawing his gun. So there's the overcoat and then there's this little waistcoat here. And
what colour are you doing the lining?
Well, you can't actually see the lining, to be fair, because of the way the sculpt is. The jacket isn't really curled outwards, so it's not an issue. Yeah, I think, okay, let's go with Ricky's suggestion, and we'll keep the same orangey brown for the trousers, because that sort of works. So we'll put our yellow and that back, and we'll switch back to our main scene.
Ricky, do you want to ask Paul that question you asked me about base colours on that mini that's got green and purple on it? See if Paul comes to the same conclusion that I did.
So what is this that we are speaking of? Let me bring the chat window up again large because I can't see it.
Because you're old.
So what were you and Ricky talking about?
I was over at Ricky's earlier today, or
Yep.
this evening, and he was showing me pretty minis, and I'm fairly sure there was a mini that was on, like, he had green on it, he had purple on it, and he was umming and ahhing about what colour to do the basing on it.
Okay.
And I said a certain colour, and I want to see if you come to the same conclusion, or if my colour theory is completely fucking awful.
So it was green and purple.
I'm fairly sure it's green and purple. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ricky.
I was going to say, don't my he's just put question marks. Where's my headset? God damn it.
What mini were we looking at that was green and purple? Was it it wasn't your Sheltari, was it?
Oh, good call on the old. So what I've done for everybody is I've put 2 drops of the speed paint medium in with this Hive Dweller purple, is it? Yeah. And I'm guessing Ricky's just pinged me with a pic. No, he hasn't. That's somebody completely else. Yeah. Yep. Okay. We'll deal with that later because that's not for live stream. Yeah, that's good. It's just an offer of gaming. Don't say no to offers of gaming.
Gaming where? Gaming when?
Possibly Saturday night.
Ooh. What you playing?
Don't know. Yet to be determined.
iOS.
No,
iOS.
It'll be some sort of board game.
Everdell.
Well, it could be, but the guy who's sort of like said he's free has played Everdell quite a bit, so we might want to try something new.
You're not going. Oh no, you haven't got any expansions for Everdell, have you?
Yes, I've got Pearlbrook.
Oh, there you go then.
Well, yeah, but we might want to try something different, not fatigue ourselves on the old Everdell.
Everdell's spicy enough anyway.
If you want me to go and look at a pic in Discord, Ricky... Oh, it was Firefight. Was it? He's saying...
was it Firefight? I thought
he did use purple on his... What do you call them?
Enforcers.
Enforcers, that's it, sir. Thank you. Oh, that's a good point. I'd forgotten this guy had... Yeah, okay.
What had you forgotten that
well,
guy had?
The guy who's got his jacket closed actually has these weird hexagonal armor pads on his elbows and shoulders.
And let me take a wild guess that you've only seen them now because you've just put some contrast mix on.
Well, I've just painted the elbow purple, and then I thought, oh, I've seen the shoulder, and I thought, oh yes, I remember now. So we may be able to squeeze a third colour onto this guy. In fact, we almost certainly will. I think.
GW, I love your minis, but fuck me, are they fiddly? Just want to paint some wood. That's all I want to do.
Oh, Pic's on way, so I'll have a look. And he was thinking Mars basing. So I'm guessing he was thinking of going with a red. Or an orange. Ah, one issue. Don't send it on Discord.
And he doesn't have the Facebook.
Okay.
Ricky, WhatsApp at me and I'll send it to Ginge via Facebook.
No, it's all right. It's all right. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to make David invisible for everybody for just a minute.
How dare you?
In fact, no, I won't. No, I won't do that.
Because you're tempting fate to break it.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to start fiddling about with it, and then I won't be able to restore the video, and it'll all go Pete Tong. Yes, sorry, Ricky. Yes, we could have probably warned you that that was not a thing. We'll have to get ourselves set up in some way so that we can have photos from people. I don't know how else we can do your video feed.
Are we able to touch the keyboard a minute?
Well, you can touch your keyboard.
Yeah, are you able to touch your keyboard?
It's on the floor. Why?
I was going to ask if you could switch to my minicam.
I can use a mouse because it's here on the desk. Just hang on a sec. I want to get this purple down as an even coat so I don't have dry areas and wet areas. Because that's probably not too good for painting with.
No, it's not ideal, is it? That needs a second wash of contrast, I think. Don't know whether to spray it on.
What, the contrast paint?
Yeah.
Well, if you only want to glaze, that's the way to go. Obviously, if you want it to do a
thin...
If you want it to do a contrast thing, spraying it won't do that.
Well, I've just put a coat on, so in theory there's some in the recesses. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Doing its contrast thing with a brush. But what I'm just thinking is about airbrushing. But the only problem with airbrushing is I'm then going to ruin where I want to leave to put their faces in with some other contrasty type effects.
Okay.
And I don't really want to ruin my zenithal, so...
You are conflicted.
I am, yes, conflicted and or triggered.
Okay.
But
right.
I'm ready.
Call that done.
When you are, sir, if he doesn't fall face down in the pot.
Okay. So we are doing David's mini cam.
If I don't drop the mini.
Here we go. Right, we're up. Oh yeah.
Darker,
yeah.
Second coat, another coat.
No, that looks dark enough. Are you going for a wood effect? Obviously, aren't you?
Yeah, but then he's quite light on this one.
But it looks to me like you've got a really good transition top to bottom, light to dark, which is what you sort of want, isn't it?
Because of my zenithal.
Yeah. You'll be careful not to go too heavy-handed and lose that. What have you done? Is that just raw contrast paint?
Contrast mixed 50-50 because it's wildwood, so it's dark as fuck.
Okay.
So
your camera's off now.
Thank you, sir.
So yes,
I'm going to leave
Ricky,
them to dry and contemplate life decisions.
If you WhatsApp David that pic, then I'll be able to look at it on Facebook Messenger and not.
He just has done. Bear with me.
For everybody.
I don't want the Xbox app. I want the WhatsApp app. Got the picky pick. I can't share from there. I've got to go to my gallery. Wonderful. WhatsApp images.
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
Hands up if you remember that. WhatsApp.
You got an orc incoming?
Okay, mate. So it's his marauders. I didn't realise.
And his enforcers.
Oh, hence the green, blue, purple thing, because those were the accent colours on the two armies, and he wants to base them the same. It's all making a weird sort of sense.
Right, I'm going to be a heathen now, and I'm going to go back to airbrushing. I need my... Fuck! Ow! Ow! Point of note. Don't take your tip guard off, then drop the fucking needle onto your hand because you bend the tip.
You tosser. Be careful with your tip, David.
Can I bend my tip back and straight?
Don't tell me have you literally bent the tip?
Yep, the tip is bent.
How?
Because
just dropping it on your hand.
Yeah, it's stabbed into my hand. It's drawn blood.
You want to get thinner skin.
Any thinner? And
I love those enforcers. I love those enforcers.
I think I've managed to just about straighten it with a pair of needle nose pliers.
Right, Ricky. So, from what it looks like, your green is quite dark, isn't it?
And he's going with black armor, but I had a genius idea for the pouches that he's got to do on his marauders.
Right.
Of using green-brown.
Yeah.
Not green-brown. Yeah, no, it might be green-brown. Basically, like two khaki colours. Because then they'll contrast and pop against the dark green skin and the dark black.
What? Because there's like different pouches doing them different colours.
Pouches. Well, no, just doing all the pouches sort of a similar colour.
Right.
Just doing them that way. Oh, fuck off, Snapchat. Like I give a fuck about you.
So he's already got purple, yellow.
Right, I don't think that's blocked. Hopefully it's not blocked. If it is blocked, I'm going to cry. I want my fisting glove.
I mean, I'll be brutally honest. So if talking in terms of a triad on a colour wheel, so taking colours that are evenly spaced, if you're going for a red-orange basing theme, a bluish grey for your kit might work better. Because if you go with beiges, which are in that yellow-orange spectrum, they're sort of the same as your base palette. But having said that, if you because they're in the same colour as your base palette, And because they're separated physically from the base, because they're around the shoulders and waists of the models, then it'll create you that, because they have that 3 points of colour thing, don't they? Where you...
Triads.
Yes. You get a visual triad as well as a colour triad. So that might work equally effectively, to be honest. So, you know, beiges and then the orange basing. The enforcers are a bit different because you've taken the classic gold purple, which are in opposition, they're opposite each other on the colour wheel, and to add in a third colour, you're either going to skew the whole thing one way. So like the oranges and reddy oranges of the Mars basing are already, you know, they're in that half of the colour wheel. You've sort of gathered everything together. But again, it comes to... I tell you what, if you keep your... What I would do is when I do my basing, I would go with David's suggestion of beige for the pouches and stuff. And when I do my basing, I would keep it on the orange-yellow side. So don't go into any really deep or intense reds. Keep it much more
Orangey
yellow.
brown.
Yeah. So, you know, keep your reds very much in the orange side. And then, because again, looking at your Enforcer model in the pick, all of the yellow parts are up high. Shoulder pads and that sort of thing. So again, you're going to get like yellow at the top and yellowy orange at the bottom, and you're going to get that colour echo where you're echoing colours, or echoing colour sort of groups, top and bottom of the model. So that would be the way I would go to make them work. Then again, I might just be talking a load of old crap. So you'll have to paint that and let us know what it looks like.
How goes the painting, Ginge?
I'm just about to slap a base coat on this guy's trousers, and then it's 9:15, so I'll pull up the websites that I've sort of set out, and we'll go through those. What I do like about these speed paints is the way that adding a second coat really transforms the colour richness. So they're really flexible in terms of the look you get just by, you know, the simple fact of going back
One
and
coat
doing
or two coat, yeah.
Exactly. Because, like, I'm looking at this pallid bone for this trousers, and it's looking too pale. But I think if I go in with a second coat, it'll look pretty good for, like, a canvas trouser look.
Fuck, I just sprayed a little bit too much paint there. It's not terrible.
Tell you what, I may have gone a bit mad with that Hive Dweller purple thinning it as well. You
might need 2 or 3 coats.
Well, I might even go with a second coat of the Hive Dweller purple. And I was really careful with it because I've seen so many YouTube videos where people have gone, this is way too strong.
Yeah.
And as I say, I think I've over-egged it.
Dude,
well,
I'm powering. Nice. I am powering ahead of you.
Shut up.
No, I have already done 3 minis.
Shut up. Right, I'm going to get these finished tonight.
Not finished, but
no, these are going to be finished, mate. We're going to finish these. Right. Right, let's set that guy aside. Do I want to put a second coat on that? I don't know. It looks pretty sharp.
Join our motoring club for free.
What
Shut
was
up,
that?
My phone decided to just suddenly play an advert for no reason.
I hope we're going to get sponsored by that. Right.
What?
Okay, everyone. So, I've had a
What?
really
Right.
good run. I've managed to
Like-
not blow any cash on Kickstarter for a while. But this week has ended my run. So
nice knowing you. The innings are over.
yeah, so this is what popped up on Kickstarter. I think it was this week. It's got 15 days to go.
I know I was at work yesterday and saw an article for it while I was outside vaping on my Google News feed, and I thought, should I send that to Ginger? Will he have already seen it? And then we had a little discussion about it last night. Turns out he's already seen it, so therefore he doesn't need a copy of it.
So, for everybody who doesn't know, Batman Gotham City Chronicles is a massive board game by Monolith. I think there's 166 miniatures in the core game. There's a huge amount of stuff. So basically,
how many of those 166 do you have painted, though, sir?
I've got Batman partially done. And I think I've undercoated a couple of the cops, but that's it. So I backed the original Gotham City Chronicles Kickstarter, which must be 2 or 3 years, probably a hell of a lot more ago now. All in God Pledge. So I got the Batmobile core game. I got 2 expansions, Arkham Asylum, and I forget what the other one was called. Sadly, because I'm a moron, I then missed Season 2 and didn't get any of that, which absolutely gutted me. But they've come back with Season 3. So this is a double-edged Kickstarter. Now, for people may have heard of Batman Gotham City Chronicles, and they may have heard of it in a negative context, because when the board game was released, it was heavily criticised for having... Let me scroll down to the board game itself. It was heavily criticised for how bad the rules were. And by that, I mean how badly laid out the rulebook was, how virtually unplayable it was. You know, you need like endless patience and a master's degree to work out how you're actually supposed to play the bloody game. And I can't say that that's unfair.
Another reputable manufacturer.
I can't say that that's unfair criticism. It is a car crash. But when you actually get down to it, it's not a bad little board game. I don't want to oversell it. I mean, it's not set in the world of fire. I wouldn't say that it was a mind-blowing game. But I tell you what sold it to me. I was heavily into the Batman miniatures game at the time, and I realised that if I bought this Kickstarter, I would have so many miniatures that I could use as proxies in Batman miniatures game. It was insane. And some of the Knight model sculpts, although beautiful, damn, their models are costly and tricky to get. So my main purpose for buying it was just to get 166 cool Batman miniatures at the same scale as Knight models, 32-35 mil. And for that, it ticked all the boxes. The other thing that this game fails on for me is, unfortunately, there's no solo mode. And like many of us gamers, I struggle to get all of the things I want to play in group sessions, because our club only meets once a week, so that's 52 sessions a year. Occasionally I'll get together with friends on a weekend, but basically that's it. So when you've got big games that you want to play, everybody else has got the same thing. Oh, can we play Discworld this week? Can we play Scythe? You know, everybody wants their little toy played with. It's tricky. If something's
got a euphemism.
If something's got a solo mode, yeah. If something's got a solo mode, you child. If something's got a solo mode,
I couldn't let that one pass me.
That's fair, actually, and I'm glad you didn't. Just for the record, if a game's got a solo mode, I can sit down on a Sunday afternoon. I can sit down in the evening when my wife's watching something on TV, just slide off to the kitchen for 2 hours and just push some models about and play a game on my own. And finally, with Season 3, we have the solo and cooperative rule set for the game, which is awesome. Now, I know there's been a fan-made one available for a long time on Board Game Geek, and it's pretty good from what I've seen of it. I've not played with it, but it looks pretty well thought out. But to have an official one, I think's bloody awesome. Obviously, we get more toys. There's another 2 full expansions for the game, Gotham City in Flames and a New Eden. They've changed this Bat Computer Files. Looks to be a card add-on where they've improved, because if I scroll back to the main game, you've got these cards here that detail all of the heroes, and you've got these dashboards for the players. And I think they've revamped all this to make the iconography clearer, to make it easier to play. Because again, the game's a bit of a hodgepodge, chaotic mess. So I think they've done a lot of things. They're offering a new rule book, fully redesigned, re-edited, fully relaid out. There's all sorts of things in this Kickstarter that are fucking amazing. So I'm definitely all in. Season 3, Gotham City in Flames, New Eden, solo co-op mode, Bat Computer Files, and a cool new bad guy miniature, the Anarchy character. But also in this Kickstarter, and this I'm not made up in terms of, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to go for this, but there is the Batman role-playing game, which they are launching. Now, I don't know anything about this. I don't know if it's based on a pre-existing role-playing game system. I don't know if it's completely custom. I like the idea of it, even though I don't play many role-playing games anymore. I bought the Alien RPG and I still haven't had a chance to play it. But as a complete Batman fan, the idea of it sort of excites me. But
he's a little bit aroused, boys and girls.
It's pretty pricey for the whole package. Admittedly, I could just go for the basic 55 quid core rulebook. But they also are doing an Adventures in Gotham City book and a source book with, like, you know, places, people to incorporate in your own campaign games.
Can't let that pass you by, mate.
Not fussed about a DM screen. It's a treat. It's kind of thing I probably wouldn't use or don't really value greatly. But I'm still on the fence about this. To cut a very long story very short, I'm still very much on the fence about this. If anybody has any insight into what is actually going on with it, as in, where is the RPG based? Is it a D20? Is it a percentile? Is it already based on a pre-existing RPG shell? Please comment below. I know YouTube's really pissy about putting links in, but if anybody has any leads that they can throw in there, that they can direct me to other companies or give me some tips, I'd really appreciate it, because I've only got 2 weeks, 15 days before this finishes. Now, I've already backed at $1, so I'm basically in on the pledge manager, and it's just a case of how much money I'm actually spending. And the other great thing, of course, is that on the pledge manager, I will be able to go in and buy anything from season 1 or season 2 that I missed. So I'll be able to get the season 2 game expansions that I missed and all of that crap. Obviously, I won't be able to get the stretch goals from that campaign, but I should be able to get the core products and make my collection complete, or as complete as it can be. So, as I say, my run of good luck on Kickstarter came to a crashing, burning demise this week with this game. So, as I say, we're in for at least 120 quid, or is it euros, for the all-in season 3. We're on the fence about the RPG, and then we'll probably be the same amount to unlock, to buy everything from season 2. So
Right.
you're looking at 200 to 300 euros.
Plus, is it UK friendly?
What do you mean?
Have they said that there's going to be UK friendly pledges, i.e. they're going to ship to a distribution point in the UK and then ship it on? Because otherwise you're going to have VAT and all the other shit to pay on that.
Look, mate, if I have, I have. You know, the thing is with Kickstarter, you have to know what you're letting yourself in for. There's a lot of stuff, like David's just pointed out. Now that we're technically out of the EU, you can get the postage cost. I mean, these boxes are fucking big. I mean,
and heavy.
This core game, that's 2 boxes for 1 board game. It's nuts.
Referee.
So the shipping is already going to be cripplingly ridiculous. But it's Kickstarter, you know. You've got to know what you're getting yourself into. So it's going to be 300 euros plus whatever. And in answer to your question, mate, I don't know. Until I click on the pledge manager and start blowing my money, I won't know. But it is what it is. I can't do much about it.
Should I show people at home what I spent my money on?
Let me just going to do... I've only got one other thing. The other thing is Kill Team Moroch. So this goes on pre-order on Saturday.
Chaos versus Phobos Marines.
Yeah. Probably going to be around 120 odd quid. I will get a good discount from my local GW stockist because they give us 15% at our gaming club, which is really generous of them. Print point here in the Isle of Bute, if anybody's watching from Bute, and nobody will be because there's only about 6 gamers here, but there you go. But that's, you know, I've bought every single Kill Team box set so far, and I'm going to be in for this one. And to be fair, everybody's sort of screaming on the internet that this is probably the best value out of all of them so far, because this terrain kit, I believe, is already available at 70 quid on its own from GW. Which...
GW doing value?
Well, whether this is all you get for your 70 quid or whether it's like 3/4 of it, I don't know. But I don't generally follow GW products. I just make an exception for Kill Team because I thought they were brave to overhaul the game in the way that they did and disengage it from 40k's core system. I like the way it plays. And I like getting these boxes because it gives me a small selection of Games Workshop miniatures, because I still do like and rate their miniatures, with a game that's half decent and I wouldn't mind playing. And I get some terrain. And it's, you know, they're just nice little boxes of bits for me. The miniatures look fucking amazing. I mean, Jesus.
I mean, I have seen those Chaos minis, and I'm like, they're very pretty.
They're absolutely staggering. I mean, like the Eldar ones out of the last kill team, Nachmund, were just fucking amazing. Admittedly, these are a bit meh. It's more of fucking Marines. Who cares? I'm not particularly bothered. But then again, I don't own any Reavers or Intercessors or whatever the hell.
For your
Insectors.
Raven Guard.
That I did think that I could paint, unless this iconography from the Boys in Blue, the Ultra Smurfs, is moulded on. I might actually do these as Raven Guard, because I do have a small 1,000 point Raven Guard army, and it would be nice to drop some Primaris into it, because at the moment it's all Firstborn. So regardless of what happens, this will be getting pre-ordered next week or the end of this week, just so that I've got more Kill Team box sets.
And that'll deliver the weekend you're back from fucking Expo.
They'll hang on to me. And I mean, to be fair, I still haven't finished the bloody terrain from Octarius, so let's
even started opening or painting any of the others, but we'll gloss over that.
Yeah, we'll move swiftly on so that we don't look like hobby whores.
You are a hobby whore.
So yes, mate. Go on. Let me transition.
I will in a second. I have started something now, and I can't finish because it's unfortunately a purple wash step over dead flesh.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going for a purple wash over this green miniature skin to make it look all bruised and bad, and then I'm probably going to go in and highlight with some dead flesh.
Okay.
Because this is surprisingly...
So what colour should I do this guy's shoulder pads now that I've said that I'm going to do that?
What shoulder pads are they? Oh, twatty with the old twatty with the 70s jacket.
Yeah. Shall we go?
Hang on.
Hello?
You might be facing some Exiled Dead at Games Expo if I can get these finished this week.
I'd like to get one more painted before we go, but I've got a feeling I'm going to run out of time painting hours.
I think I'm going to fuck my painting comp off and just not enter this one.
Do. So this is... Let me bring this up for everybody at home. This is what we've got so far. So this is
on minicam.
Yeah, this is the Hive Dweller purple and pallid bone for the trousers. Now I quite like the way the Zenithol's gone on those trousers. You see, these they're really deceptive, these speed paints. When they're on wet, they look a bit patchy, but they've got quite a lot of movement in them, and they really sort themselves out on drying. So what do we do for his shoulders? I mean, if we go with a pallid bone style colour, keep it in the yellows and purples, or we could go for an even more intense. We could go Zealot yellow.
Bit ostentatious. I reckon you get some proper paint out and do those elbow and shoulder pads, and you do them like dark Prussian blue.
Go for blue.
Because then that'll tie that mini in with the other one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do know what you mean. Let's
try and sort that out.
Don't get
Food
for thought.
Mr. Zulu.
Let's go back to this view for everybody at home.
Hang on. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, it's gone, mate. You missed it.
No, you're coming back down to David's minicam.
No, you missed it, mate. It's finished. I've turned it off.
It's not a one-time only deal. Fucking break your leg. Not that there's much of your leg to break.
Right, okay. Are you ready? 3,
I'm ready
2,
when you
1. You're back in the room. Cupboardy is a real word. Oh, nice.
Dead flesh with a druchy violet wash.
I like it. Yeah, mate.
So I've gone for that on 3 of them. And then I'm going to highlight their skin tone up. And then these guys, I've gone the opposite way.
Do you know what? I'm going to have to get some druchy violet. It's such a good wash, isn't it?
These guys are Reichland Flesh Shade as a wash over their Zenithal. They're going to get a second wash. But then once they're done, I'm going to use some Athonian Camo Shade on them.
Okay.
To tint their skin more green.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's the theory there.
Still I like the druchy violet works better for me, but it does look very good.
But you've not seen the finished article, sir. You've not seen the finished article. Brace yourself.
Chill.
I'm unsure how to paint this guy though. Like the vampire guy. I don't know whether to just do like that pale flesh you bought me? That really alabaster.
Yeah, the Pro Acryl one?
Yeah, the Pro Acryl one. I don't know whether to do that with just a bit of a pinky like scarred wash. Because I don't know if that comes out particularly well on camera, but he's wearing stretched human skin over his face.
That isn't coming out at all, but that is very cool. So he's actually wearing a face mask.
Yeah, made of people's skin.
I would paint him the same as the others then. That dead skin look. But then paint his hands differently. So that the mask stands out as obviously not his skin.
Yeah.
Maybe even, again, because it's literally just stripped skin. Do you know what? Here's a piece of research for you. Have you watched the Ninjon video on his Primark that he did for GW? The Horus Heresy event. Go to Ninjon's channel and watch his Primark video. His Primark, I forget which one it is. It's the Night Lords one for those people who know what 40k lore is. I've turned your minicam off now, mate.
I was just sliding back in with the Wildwood. I think you're right. That doesn't need another coat. But you don't have to show the people at home.
That's all right. You're back on. So this is still your one, or did you go for a second?
Yeah, still one coat.
I don't think it needs a second. Admittedly, I'm only looking at a tiny little image that's part of my OBS layout, but I don't think it needs it. And maybe the people at home will have a different opinion. The comments will be lighting up. Paint it again! Paint it again! Yeah,
right. Should we
let
show
me go back.
people...
Ninjon video. His Primark has a cloak made out of shredded human skin.
Oh my god!
So Ninjon goes into
done a tutorial.
Yes, and he said he studied videos. He wouldn't recommend it. He googled loads of, so he watched pathology videos and stuff on actual dead skin and how it ages as it dries and stuff. So it's a particularly gross video, but respect the guy for doing the work. And I think
he's put the hours in.
Yeah, could be right up your street for painting that. Get you a nice look. So, go on then. We're over to you. 3, 2, 1. You're back in the room.
3, 2, 1. I've shared my screen.
Well, we're only seeing what on Discord.
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah, it's on Discord. You're gonna have to go to Discord and fix that.
Oh, I am. Yes. Let's watch this together. Let me just go back to OBS and check the layout. That should be as good. Now, I apologise everybody at home. This was just an impromptu idea we had. I need to stay with David at the end of today's stream and create a new layout where this is even bigger for everybody. But just bear with us. This is as big as it is for the minute. So
I did a thing. I backed the one-page rules Patreon.
Yep.
That got me 70% off any files on my mini factory.
Oh, I see. That's what you did. You signed up, and then you went back and picked up old stuff.
Yeah. So I signed up for this month because this month has all of this shit in it. I mean, look at that pterodactyl. And all of these riders and chameleon skinks. And then some jackals for their sci-fi one-page rules game.
I was just about to say, that's not Lizardmen stuff. Oh, the thing is, even their terrain and feature pieces are just absolutely mind-blowing, mate.
I know, this is the
Jackal
thing.
stuff, is it?
Yeah, this is the jackal stuff. More Sauron terrain, bases for everything, gaming aids.
Not keen on the dice. I've discussed this with you, but those objective pieces,
objectives and the measuring key are gorgeous.
The measuring key is sort of nice. Yeah, I will give you
that. Same shit for the jackals for their new 40k, but not 40k. Can't believe it's not 40k. Some stuff for their Warfleets game. And I think no, we're not back to the beginning. We're back to Pterodactyl from different angles. It's literally gorgeous. And this is $10 plus VAT. So it's $12, which is less than a tenner. Or around a tenner.
Yeah, I mean, with your VAT, I don't know what the exchange rate is at the minute. The pound's not particularly strong. So it's probably close to a tenner, just under. Yeah,
but a lot of very pretty, very beautiful Seraphon minis, let's be honest.
So that was this month. So basically you got a crap ton of skinks and some flyers.
Yeah, and I am over the moon about these jackals for like 40k. Can you imagine some of them dotted in a Tau army as like counts as Kroot?
Yes. I can also see them. I'm not now. Everybody will have to forgive me because I don't play 40k much. But I tell you what, I would like the look of these as, particularly with the Pharaoh dog heads, Pharaoh hound heads. What about beastmen or cultists in a Thousand Suns list?
Yeah, these fucking. Whatever they are, riders are gorgeous as well. They're just beautiful sculpts with different weapon options as well, and then that's the entire May release.
So you got that as part of your subscription?
Yeah, for $12. All of that shit is Patreon for this month.
Yeah. Do you think you'll stay on board?
Yes, I'm staying on board, and I'll come back to that in a minute, and we'll give everybody a little teaser of next month. But
all right, okay.
So I added some little Saurian terrain to my bundle, just because fuck it, why not?
So this was stuff that had already been released and wasn't included in this.
This is already released, not included. So that's $3 plus my VAT on my mini factory with my 70% off voucher. We added release number 4 because release number 4 is not in the army bundle. But that gets...
They're sort of like... I can't remember what they were called in fantasy, but they're like the flamethrower lizards.
Salamanders.
Yeah, salamanders.
Salamanders plus their skink handlers.
Oh, look at those. Man. I dare say they're better than the original GW models.
Yeah. Yes, they are better than the original GW ones, because the original GW ones are shitecast.
Heresy. No, but even back in the day, when they were like metal.
Gaming aids. Just
that was part of your. That's part of your subscription. That was part of the.
And then I bought this, which is an army bundle. So it was $78, but I got 70% off that.
So you basically paid 7.8 times 3, about $20, which is about 18 quid, 17.50, something like that.
Yeah.
Plus VAT.
Yeah.
So probably nearer 20 quid.
But that gets me Guy on Carnosaur, gets me Skink Star Priest, gets me a Slan.
What
Gets
the
me some
absolute
Seraphon. Gets
fuck?
me some Skinks. Gets me some like Skinks with blowpipes. Gets me some Piper Musicians, which is awesome, by the way. Absolutely fucking beautiful little musician mini for
really
40k.
nice model.
Saurus Guard.
Yep. I
With
was just
going
to say, do they have the elite guys? Or are these Crocs?
No, they're not Crocs. They're not
coming,
Crocs. The Crocs are coming.
Yeah.
The Crocs are there, and they are actually Crocs.
That's clever. I see what you did there.
The Bastillodons, I think they're called.
To be fair, I think I prefer the GW one. But the GW one is a very, very good model. Even now.
Yeah.
It's a very good model. But I think the GW one is like 70 quid. So
yeah.
I don't think these are 70 quid.
I mean, fuck me. Even if you paid list price.
Yeah, you get the entire army for the cost of one plastic Bastillodon. That's pretty
Then we're going to go back to Patreon, and we're going to look at their June preview and roadmap.
This is the why is David staying in?
This is why David is staying in one-page rules. 3 Stegodon models.
Holy shit.
Troglodyte. Lord Croak. Plus more Seraphon for shits and giggles. And what looks like a gorgeous big fucking Crocs that's armoured to the teeth. Plus more Jackals.
Mate. Why this company deserves to take over the world?
This is a Jackals. Look at this.
I know.
Look at this for a fucking miniature.
I'm looking at it.
They're gorgeous.
These guys deserve to take over the wargaming world. My Christ.
For you.
My Christ alive.
For $12. $12.
It's crazy.
That is why I'm staying with them.
That's fair. That is really fair.
I literally couldn't have timed it better because obviously I backed this month because, we got Saurus and 70% off.
Yeah, so it means you're going to get 2 out of the 3 Saurian packages for their Patreon price, which is piss all.
Dirt fucking cheap.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm staying with one-page rules. Now
you might as well stay for the duration, mate. You'll die buried in models.
Probably. Now, while we're here, I saw this very beautiful miniature on the Instagram this week, painted up, and I haven't backed. Oh, we got it in Great British pounds now, so it's £11 plus VAT for their master tier. Or it's £8 plus VAT for their just printy set. So it's handy that they've changed it to thing. This is next month's, Paul, which I thought after I saw it is like Thousand Sons Lord of Change.
Yeah.
Scales of
shit. Oh my Christ. Who's this?
Versus...
Anvil?
No, Archvillain.
Archvillain.
Some of the stuff is a bit... You can't...
Yeah,
I couldn't find a use of it in games, but...
Yeah, they're a weird one. They do a lot of busts and things, don't they?
Yes. But certain aspects of their minis
minis look amazing. I mean, you've already dropped... I need the money for that, actually. You dropped...
To be fair, I haven't dropped it yet.
Oh.
This...
Okay.
I'm going to.
Because you were going to get me a Lord of Change proxy from these people, this thing.
I don't know if there's a different angle for him. There he is. In all his beautiful, regal eagle glory.
Yeah. I do like the look of that as a Lord of Change. If I'm honest. I like the look of that a lot. Go back to the guy with the scales. I wonder which one I prefer.
So you want Scales of Anubis in a big image. And you want the Order of... Is it this one in the... Which one in the Order of Griffin? Is it that one? Hang on. So that's the... I know it's not necessarily the best resolution, because it's a little bit pixely. But that is the scaled Lord of Change. Like the mummified version. Or
well, I
this.
mean, a Lord of Change is a Lord of Change. Actually, go back to the other guy. Does he have wings? I don't think he does he?
No.
Sort of. I mean,
Yeah.
And he does have that. That looks very much like a Staff of Change with an Eye of Zinch and that little trail of flame coming off it. It's very. Do you know what? Either or, really. One of each, maybe.
Well, I mean, you did want to run that list with 2 Lords of Change.
Well, possibly 3, depending on how many I can summon. Definitely 2, because I'll start with one in the army and summon the first one for 9 points. 9 summoning points. And it's like, you're broken. Which do you think is the better model? I think the guy with the scales looks a bit more frightening, but this is supposed to be a good guy, isn't it? This is very much supposed to be not a good guy.
The Griffin is meant to be a good.
I mean, I suppose it's got the Griffin, it's got the eagle head, whereas that's got a jackal head. It's completely different.
Yeah.
And classically, the Lord of Change is beaked.
Yeah, he's got a bird style head and feet.
We'll go with this. We'll go with this because his wings are more classically Tzeentchian. You can do the airbush transitions with the usual colours, purples and blues.
I mean, the base is wreathed in fucking all sorts as well.
I mean, presumably the basing is optional. We could just sort of like simplify that or put it on a...
Yeah, I don't know. Is the honest answer.
We'll work something out when you come to print it for me. We'll work out what our options are. Because again, if that's all supposed to be water or something, I don't want any of that faff.
Yeah. And then, while we're on the 3D printing front, I had a look at Titanfall.
I didn't know we were doing this. I haven't got popcorn or anything.
I haven't bothered to download their set for this month yet.
On Titanforge. Because you follow this one anyway, don't you? Ooh.
Yeah, this is basically Mines of Moria Night Goblins.
Oh, I see.
With the big fat bastard in his seat. Where is it? Where is he?
There on the spider.
Yeah, there he is.
So these are basically very much after the goblins in the Hobbit films.
Yes.
Are those giant rats pulling that?
They are giant rats, and then there's a fucking guy riding a snail.
Oh my god, that's so fucking cool.
But last month's set, i.e. this month's set, that's technically still available to download until the end of the month, has these bad boys in it. It has some imps. And
Ooh.
What are you missing for your Frostgrave?
Yeah, that's handy.
Let me find the fucker. Come on, don't. I mean, there's only 34 images to go through.
Jesus. Everything but.
Also, I have noticed Titanforge, and credit to them, are doing AOS basing that you can also use for Kings of War.
Yeah, I was looking at these bases, wondering where they were going with that. Is that what they're doing? Regiments?
I think it is because it allows you to do like regiments or fucking.
Oh, look at this! We've got cavalry on classic square bases.
Yeah, I know. Let me go through the big pictures at the bottom. How do you like your monks? No, that's not the button I wanted. I didn't want the fucking Pinterest button. I want this button. Do you like your monks with a big staff? Do you like your monks with fucking dual-wielding pickaxes? Or do you like your monks with chains?
Those are Kusari. Those scythes. Heathen.
The pickaxes. I call them pickaxes.
They're
here's your imps.
They're pretty damn fucking good. So are these models that you already have?
Yes, they will be when I download them.
Okay, right. To be fair, you might as well print me a set of those. I'll have a set of those every day of the fucking week.
I thought you'd
What are
say
they?
that.
25 mil?
I think so, yeah.
So they're pretty big. You might want to print them at half scale. To be fair, I bought imps. If you remember, I bought a pack of imps from that D&D imps from UK Games Expo last year.
Could you then use these as minor demons?
Could do if you print them at 20. In fact, that's a better idea actually. Print them at full size, and we can use them, like you say, as minor demons. That is a better idea as ideas go.
See, not just a pretty face. Not just a
even
pretty face. So, yeah, that's basically this month, and then I think just we'll go down the rabbit hole, and just for the complete sake of all the Patreons that I back, Artisan Guild.
So what have I'm gonna just quickly do these. What have they got on for this month?
This month was the Darkness of the Lich Lord.
Okay.
Which
undeady stuff then?
Yes, let me play the video, turn the music off, and make it full screen. And then everybody can see this in its prettiness.
Purdy. It's purdy.
But big wraiths, fucking like a Lord of Nagash model, normal foot soldiers, skellies. It's gorgeous. And all in all, very Norse feeling.
Okay.
And I did have a contemplation about using these guys for like a Kings of War or undead army for the Northern Alliance, but it's not a thing in Kings of War.
No, but you have undead. You can theme your undead any way you like.
I couldn't find them.
What, undead?
Yeah, I couldn't find them on the Kings of War website as a buy army bundle thing.
Oh, doesn't they? Yeah, but what you've got to remember is they don't. Kings of War don't do army bundles for all of their legal armies. Because
do they not?
No, because they expect you to proxy other companies.
Oh.
So, like, stuff like Undead.
They expect you to go out and...
Well, there are so many companies... See, this
True.
is the thing. Mantic don't... Unlike some companies out there, they don't want to reinvent the wheel just to have your cash. If you can already go elsewhere and get good stuff, go elsewhere, get good stuff. You know, they've got limited production, limited design studio. They're going to focus on the stuff that's their copyright,
unique.
Their IP,
yeah.
Which is sensible. Perfectly sensible.
But yeah, I'm going to be very busy with my printer. I can foresee.
You're always going to be busy with your printer. We still need to sort out that terrain project.
Yes, I know. When I finish being fucking Alan Titchmarsh,
I shall go back to David Cam. That works really well, mate, streaming your internet. Because it gives... Again, I've got control with my Discord layout that I can just go back to your face cam when we're ready. So...
everyone gets to see my pretty face again.
That's pretty good. I say, the only thing I do need to do is I need to create a layout where you're...
It's like, just my...
You're three-quarters of the...
face.
Three-quarters of the displayed space. And everything else is sort of like pushed down so that people can see what you're sharing. But that's fine. Yeah. I'll do that. I can do that. I said I've been playing with the layout, so that's just another little thing I can do. Right. I think we're coming up to time.
Nearly
in fact,
time.
If it is pretty much bang on time.
That's very unlike us and not on point after last week's episode.
Yeah, I mean, we've been running over the last couple, but now, you know, let's just do one where we don't. Finish on...
I have one criticism with Liquitex Inc.
Okay, go on. Go for it.
It's come off as I've applied the fucking Reichland Flesh Shade wash.
Ooh.
Off the high spots.
Actually, that is a thing it will do. Because if you think about it, all inks are just pigment, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're just pigment in a carrier. There's no... Whereas an acrylic, anything that's in acrylic medium, the acrylic plastic forms a bonded layer with the pigment in it. So, yeah, that is a thing, mate.
It's been fine with contrast.
Thanks, Ricky.
It's been fine, obviously, with Zenithal paint. And it's just behaving really shittily with fucking GW wash.
How have you ended up putting wash on the raw ink? Or have I missed something?
Because I'm applying wash over a Zenithal.
Okay. Well, note to self, you just need to varnish it.
Obviously.
I
mean, luckily, I'm going to add more washes over the top of this wash, and we're going to go to fucking town.
I mean, to be fair, again, no, you know, learning experience from you, the other way you'd have solved your problem is put your wash into your airbrush and applied it as a glaze. Because
again, and I may still end up doing that after.
Because your wash does have an acrylic element to it, so when it dries, it will seal your ink zenithal in.
Yeah. It's just getting them properties to do, but then again, I've spent the time to put zenithal on it, so therefore, why am I brushing the zenithal away? Do you see what I mean?
No, sure. I mean, it is annoying because, like you say, you've put it on and now you're brushing it off. It's a ball ache, but as I say,
I mean, it works for what I want to do, because again, it doesn't have to be the cleanest, does it? Because these are fucking skellies at the end of the day. Not skellies, zombies, but the point still stands of I just wanted, not following exactly, but there's a tutorial I saw from a guy on the YouTubes that used Reichland Flesh Shade to basically do like the base skin colours, and then added the Athenian Camo Shade and a couple of other washes to do like the rotting area. That's why that's why I've gone for this sort of two-tone army scheme of half of it using dead flesh with the Druchii Violet.
Yep.
And then half of it going over just straight over a Zenithal with a wash. Because it actually...
I shall be interested to see how that develops.
Surprisingly works like a contrast paint. I mean, I do have Guilliman Flesh, but the other thing is Reichland Flesh Shade's just got a nice little reddy hue to it to look like scarred and battered and bruised tissue versus the proper flesh tone of a Reichland Flesh Shade.
Yeah.
Or not Reichland Flesh Shade, Guilliman Flesh, you know what I mean.
Yeah, the Reichland, that's the thing that put me off it when I saw it. It does look very red, which is why I preferred the purple hue of the whatever it is, Druchii.
But this is going to get all other kinds of abuse to it to blend it out and make it look sexy.
I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to see if I can get my dodgy minicam just to show everybody at home.
Your dodgy minicam? What's up with your minicam?
Nothing, it's just that I have to keep moving it in and out because it's on this arm. So if I can show everybody at home, I'm quite happy with these speed paints. So I've used sand golem on those shoulders, and I've also put sand golem on these elbow pads that I had previously painted purple. And the sand golem has defined itself quite nicely. It's difficult to see because of the lighting I've got here, but they've defined themselves quite nicely, but they're obviously darker than the shoulders because of the purple underneath. but that works perfectly because they're on the bottoms of the arms, so it almost looks like it was done by design shading.
Are you feeling okay?
I've been really lucky with that. Oh, he says dropping it, trying to watch the screen and fiddle with the model. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that.
Don't you be dropping that resin, Mini? It'll shatter into a million pieces.
Don't tempt fate, mate. You know that's exactly what I'll do. I'm pretty happy with that.
That's a point, actually, because I was scrolling through my phone today.
Oh, were you, Captain Doomscroll? Shocked
No,
me.
actually, it was my camera pics because I was over at a friend's house having a catch up with him because I haven't seen him in a few months. But I was having a catch up with him and I was scrolling through my pics to show him a couple of pictures of Little Un, and I stumbled across the India pattern armored car that I printed for you.
Yep.
Has that got any paint on it yet?
Go away. Of course it hasn't. When have you seen me painting it?
True.
I mean,
it took you what, 2 years to paint these?
Look, we're on Project Assassin's Creed now. Let's get this out the gate. Let's get the old assassin. Here's the shade dried, the null oil done.
Has it done what it needed to do?
Yeah, it looks fucking banging. Too dark, but that's because I've got bad light. So it looks banging. I just need to highlight the robes back up to white. I'll repeat my 3-stage highlight: ivory, then white. And I probably will highlight some of the beiges I put on this guy. I'm really pleased actually because I used really pale colours, anticipating that the null oil would knock everything right back, and it's done a bang up job. I'll take some decent.
Are you putting the intensity back into them or not?
Do you know what I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, no, I'm not. I'm just going to leave them as they are.
You're cutting corners.
They're board game miniatures. Get a grip. Egads, man.
No, triggered.
Oh, I give up on him. Right, everybody. This is what we're going to call it before he starts getting all indignant and high quality.
On my high horse.
Yeah. So thank you very much for watching with us. Please remember to like, share, subscribe the video. Please comment below if you've got anything to say, particularly if you know anything about this new Batman RPG and whether it's going to be any good or whether it's going to be a waste of time.
Hope you got some hobby done.
Yep, hope you got some stuff done. Thank you very much for Ricky for being in the chat. And we won't see you in this format anyway next week. But there may be some video content from us at some point next week, depending on hotel internet, upload access, etc. Failing that, we will be back here for a live stream definitely 2 weeks from now.
And we will probably still be on our come down from UK Games Expo.
Yep, and will
weeping into our wallets.
We will definitely be. One of the things I'm sure we will be doing when we're at UK Games Expo is perhaps thinking about what we will do for our return stream. So maybe we'll have some stills, certainly, I imagine, and some tales to tell you guys. Things that we saw, things that were cool, things that we did. And as I say, we might be able to get some other videos done as well.
If you give us a follow on Insta,
yes,
we will probably post some pictures, and also on the Facebook, we will probably be posting some pictures over the weekend of the show, of what we've seen, what we've done, what we like.
A very good point, because that was definitely something we can do on the fly.
And we hope
the links for the Instagram and Facebook are in the description below. And again, following us on Facebook particularly is a good way to get. I know for those of you who are with us regularly, we had issues with our stream last week. It was all the YouTube glitch in the end, and they got it sorted. But obviously
stream was delisted for a day or two.
It was delisted, I think, for 48 hours. So if you are a regular viewer and want to keep up with that sort of stuff, we post that on Facebook, because obviously you can only do really images on Insta. You can't do a ton of text. So yeah, as I say, Facebook is always a good bet if you want to keep up. Right, I think we're done.
Yeah, I think that's a bye from me.
And a bye from me. Have a good week of gaming, everybody. And we will see you when we see you next. And for those of you going, enjoy UK Games Expo. Done.